because I want to go on one skill before you go home. And I want you to practice it too. Yeah? Done? Any more conversation about rewards that you think is necessary? Anything that you think is not being explained? It's reward only for effort. The two principles, reward only for effort, minimise. They're the two. Yeah.
These students that keep rejecting this or
yeah.
Like making it seem when they see another D student getting the reward, they belittle them.
Yeah. D students are a different category. If they reject the reward, you'll say nothing. But later when you sit with them, you'll say, I think I know why you rejected the reward. And you'll play that game. It's a whole different dialogue. With a D student, you itemise their behaviour, and then you try to point out what you think might be the underlying reason for such behaviour. So they're different, and they won't accept your reward because they don't believe you could like them, so they see it as just manipulative and all that sort of stuff. But often they won't reject it because they want you to make them take it. It depends what their motivation is. Sometimes they want to hurt you, and you'll be hurt if they don't accept your reward. If they figure that out, they'll do that too. So it depends what their motivation is, and you've got to get a pretty good picture before you deal with them. No one's doing this, by the way. Very few people seem to be addressing the motivation of D kids, and that's a huge error. Huge error. If you think they're like everybody else, I think it's a major error. They're not. Okay, so now we're not talking about them. This is research on a couple of hundred teachers, and I like the last one. I thought that was interesting because that actually does work with Ds. I hadn't thought of it in those terms, but this was earlier stuff I'd done. Okay, now we've done that stuff. Now we're going to move to a skill, an absolute skill, which is this stuff. We're going to go on to the consequences stage 2. We've hinted, didn't work. We now want to control people. And I'm going to show you a language of control. It's a very simple language. Women are not so good at it because they're more collaborative. That's why they're so good at hinting. They're good at hinting, but they're better at hinting often, but not as good as at control necessarily. I'll show you why. It's got 4 parts. 1, you always nominate an individual. You never talk to groups. So if you're going to control someone, you've got to say who it is by name, ideally name because you get more connection, or description. So that's the first thing you do. Second, so if you put down now Joshua, Jared, Jaden, James, Jack, you're ahead of the game already because that's who it normally is. No? Jaden? Any other J names? James? Who? Jeremy, Jared. Yeah, I don't know if there are more J names than anybody else, but in my experience, there are a lot of J names out there. Okay, in this case, I'll give you the name. It's going to be Ray. It's going to be Ray. You're going to do it to me in a minute. Then, depending on what I'm doing, you describe that behaviour. You actually now, the reason for this is logical. You don't focus on the person now, you focus on the behaviour of the person, and you're going to separate it out. So you're dealing with the behaviour, not the person. So you're going to say, you are speaking, you are moving, you have come late, you don't have your equipment, you are prodding people. It doesn't matter what it is, just describe it as you see it, like with a hint. But now it's personal, right? Jason, you're speaking. And you say it in your adult voice because the Jasons of the world frequently don't hear the words, but they hear the tone. So it's got to sound like an adult. So even if I have to get his attention and say, Jason, then I've got to say, look, you're speaking in that tone. Okay? Then, and they're obvious ones. Now you wouldn't do it, Jason, Jason, you're hitting him with the axe. You would not do it that way, obviously. So if it's serious, this doesn't apply. This is normal stuff. Why is it inappropriate? Tell me why any social behaviour is inappropriate. What are the 2 bases? Yeah, impairing people's rights to learning or to safety. So you try and identify those. Making her feel uncomfortable, making her embarrassed, making her feel small, making him unsafe, because we know the majority of these behaviours are like this. They're minor irritants, but they just happen again and again. And then you have to show why it's a problem. And so if you wanted to in 3, you could even say they have a right to learn, but I'm trying to minimise words here. But you could say they have a right to learn, and then you say what to do. And that's where the women have trouble sometimes, because women, as I said to you, don't generally tell you what to do. They will often say, could you please be quiet? I'd appreciate it if you'd be quiet. It's more like a collaborative request. But this is not like that. This is taking away their free will in the nicest possible way. But you are not leaving them an out. Okay, is that easy? Okay, I'm talking. Someone talk to me and say what they have to say. You're teaching. It's year 8. You're teaching. I'm talking. What's it sound like? Somebody want to try? Just say the words. No, I'm going to try. Wait a minute. I want somebody else who hasn't spoken at all today. I want to bring some people in. Come on, take a risk, people. Someone who's not yet spoken and is prepared to say the words. They're there.
Say you're moving around the room and that's stopping the expected from getting their work finished. You need to sit down.
Notice what you said. You need to sit down. Is that a demand? Not quite, because you're a woman. Okay, so you've got to say to me, sit down, please.
Sit down.
Excellent. One more time. Only this time I'm talking. Ready? Talk.
Ray, you need to stop talking.
Now we stop. No, it's okay. They are now your coaches. This will go on. I'm not going to say anything anymore unless they don't coach you appropriately. Then I'll be very critical of their performance. So you coach if you hear the need. I'm talking, and you're going to say.
Ray, you're talking and you're interrupting the people that are beside you. Stop talking, please.
Excellent. Somebody else, same line. Same line. Only this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'll ignore you. So let's go. Someone try the line. Who's prepared to do this? Someone who hasn't spoken yet? So I don't have to say twice, basically. Okay, so you ready? I'm sitting here talking to him, you're trying to teach, go for it.
Ray, you're constant.
Hang on, wait a minute. Take it from the top. Yeah, you be the teacher. Talk.
Ray,
Ignore.
Ray, can you?
Ignore.
You're constant talking.
Ignore,
is
I just won.
preventing
I just won.
others
I won. You're ineffective. The minute you continue a message without me acknowledging your resistance, I win. So what you're going to have to do is either scream at the top of your lungs, Ray! No, or you come to me. But don't continue the message, that's all. You never continue the message unless you've got me focused on your existence. And this time I'll be a little easier. Okay. Talk.
I must agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Ignore one. Yeah.
The constant talking is interrupting everyone. They're not able to learn. Can you please be quiet?
Is there a table back there somewhere? Okay, take two. You did very well, by the way. Nice time. Take 2 though. Why? Can you please?
Please do quiet.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, from the top. Stay there. It's good. Talk.
Ray.
Ignore. Yeah.
Constant talking.
I'm talking about the work. What am I supposed to do? Got you. No, that's it. Okay. You may sit down again because that's the other thing. Teachers are helpful. They're there to help you, right? I'm not worrying about the work. I'm trying to manipulate you. And if I am worried about the work, you'll come and deal with that later. At the moment, your task is to stop the talking. If you're going to control people. Not yet. So the issue here is you do not let me take control of the agenda. You continue on your merry way. You say, I understand, but quiet, please. So your next line is very easy. Do you understand it? But quiet, please. So you'll practice that now.